The Instant ISK series, tactics and guides aspiring traders can use immediately to boost profits. Hi again, Eve Mogul here, and in this video we'll be looking at deployment hunting, which is a somewhat advanced strategy to use, as you'll see, and I make no secret of that. It's a great way to make a quick extra few hundred million, or perhaps even a billion or two or three, doing something a little unconventional. I'll give you a quick outline on exactly what it is, show you some recent examples so you can easily copy what I do, and then we'll look at how much ISK you can make. Now perhaps you're already having a guess at what's coming up, but I can guarantee you this has nothing to do with salvaging, looting, or following fleets around via gates and so on. What you're actually doing is simply waiting for a big alliance who's deployed for a war in NPC space to leave that theatre of operations. And what's so important about this? Well, there's two extremely important points to note about a big alliance or coalition moving. Firstly, many pilots don't have the ability for whatever reason to move their ships and modules themselves. And secondly, many pilots just don't have the patience for it anyway. What does this mean to us? It means that there's a lot of internet spaceships, modules, rigs and ammo being sold in the NPC staging systems at fire sale prices. Here's how you find them. Firstly, keep an eye on some of the news-related websites. evenews24.com is a great start, and the Matani.com is good also. At these sorts of sites, you'll see articles that outright tell you exactly where these wars are happening. You can also cross-check by using the in-game universe map, or just use this method on its own. Bring up the map, show number of pilots docked and active, and look for the low-sec or NPC null-sec systems which are close to a null-sec region and are full of people. It's then a good idea to double check this against number of ships destroyed in the last 24 hours tab, and you'll likely see some systems in the adjoining nullsec region with some big red circles. So now you just keep an eye on the universe map to see when the busy low-sec system starts to depopulate with some degree of permanency. And remember to keep an eye on the news sites as well, as they'll pretty much tell you exactly what's going on. Now, it might not be on every single occasion, but it's usually at about this time that you can start to see cheap subcapital ships and modules and items of all kinds popping up for sale at bargain prices. And don't just look at the market window either, check out the contracts as well, as there's some epic bargains to be had. Okay, here's some examples of some I found a little while back. The big fountain war between goons and Test and Friends has ended, and with it a number of big alliances have moved out of Hofib and Carrion. I checked the market for what's on offer, and even though it's been almost a month since the war ended when I recorded this, I'm able to quickly snap up a Rock at 120 million, a Nighthawk for 190 million, and a couple of Munins for 150 million each, which are bargain prices relative to the nearest hub, which is Amar. I then grab my trusty jump freighter and bring it out to pick up the hulls and take them back to the nearest main market hub. Now recall that I said this was a bit of an advanced tactic, so if you don't have a jump freighter, well, first off you can use the low sec arm of Red Frog to move the hulls for you. Secondly, you could get a Corby or Alliance friend to help you and just split the profits. Ultimately though, I'd suggest just start training towards a jump freighter when you can. I don't know, I really like using them myself and find the whole Sino jump drive process pretty cool, but hey, that's just me. Now I got these hulls back to Amar on my first run. I'm yet to go back and get a few more, as I ran out of space what with all the odds and ends I was carrying at the time. Here are some sales figures for those hulls, and the total profit I made for what amounted to just a couple of hours on that first run and sitting on some sell orders was approximately 120 million ISK. One of the Munins I had to drop the price a fair way on, but hey, that's just how it goes. And I also forgot to save the sell transaction on the Rock for this video, so big fail for me, but I recall that it sold for a little over 180 million ISK, and if we check out the graphs for around that date in Amar, we see that they sold for around that price. So for that Rock, I made a profit of roughly 60 million ISK. I went back again to get the last of my haul and picked up close to the same profit, and ultimately ended up with around $250 million more than I started with. Less than ISK for jump fuel. So all in all, a very enjoyable morning for me doing something quite different and mixing it up a little. It's certainly not the best haul of this kind that I've had, and these opportunities aren't super abundant, but they can be quite lucrative and make a nice change from the usual market operations that people do. Now a very quick recap of important points. Number one, it makes a fun change from the normal, but you'll need either a jump freighter or someone to assist in hauling. Like I said, it's a more advanced strategy. And number 2, I got in a month late to this theatre of operations. If you get in as soon as an alliance starts to pull out, you can really make a killing. And I'm telling you, you will giggle your ass off while you watch the ISK flooding into your account if you get this right. It really is awesome. So give it a try yourself sometime, and if you like this video, please share it and give it a thumbs up. Want more of this kind of thing? Well, I've got you covered. Head on over to evemogul.info and get more awesome content on how to really build a solid foundation in your market empire and get your EVE trading started the right way. See you there.